Hey folks, it's me, Anthony Christou. I am back on YouTube. Finally, after all these years, I made promises. I'm coming back, I'm doing this. But I'm actually taking the big plunge over 2023 into creating YouTube content for my art, for the Luminous Ages world, and also interviewing other artists and creators when I get time each every couple months or whatever. So what the goal is to basically create a really nice video for fans and to basically tell everyone about the comic book universe that I've created, the D&D universe that I've created as well, and be releasing a free stat block a month of a monster from a past book or a present book that I'm working on, and to just showcase everyone what I'm doing. Today I'm actually going to talk about one of the creatures that came out in the Buys A, and everyone will get that free stat block, which you can click on the link below for those of you that are into D&D. And I'm going to show you the whole art process of making this particular illustration. Obviously there's so many ways in which I do illustration, from 3D modeling right up to digital painting, to traditional art, watercolors, acrylics, and I might be dabbling in oils. But I wanted to talk today about the direction of the channel before we get into the video, the art video, and I'll talk about that. But what I really wanted to talk about is why I'm doing this. And I suppose I wanted to express my passion and my love of art and my love of the universe that I'm creating, the dragons, the dragon gods, all the basically the phenomenal content that I'm creating. When I say phenomenal, is in, I don't mean my work is the greatest, but I mean that the phenomenal amount of work I'm putting into this. So I really wanted to share and express, like, I suppose the process. And sometimes I may not show the whole process. I might show the starting illustration, and then you might see the last stages of the painting as well. Simply because I have recorded whole videos before, and it just becomes cumbersome because my paintings sometimes can take a whole month, whether they're traditional or digital, and the videos can get incredibly large. And so you're sometimes going to see snippets, shorter videos, or get a step-by-step process just showing you the process of whether it's a digital or traditional painting, how it's all created. But more importantly, I don't want to go, like, I want people to see and learn from the way I'm doing stuff, but I really want to just tell a story with YouTube. I want to tell a story about the universe that I'm creating, about everything that I'm doing, and I want to fans to come along on this journey and really get into the story side of things versus just the art side. So I really want to, you know, talk about the concepts of different creatures, different main characters, and let people know where we're going on the journey with the Luminous Ages comics, novels, all that sort of cool stuff, the products that we're making, the dice, and everything else, and either the D&D content. And I also want to interview other creators. I'm not sure if that'll be regular, but it might be. It depends on the success and how much people want that. But I've got so many professionals that I know in the industry that are artists and writers, all sorts of creative people in this realm, and I want to maybe even interview them every so often. And that would be more as a fill-in, or I really want to talk about the business side of art, because I think, like, a lot of artists get into art and, you know, their heart's in the right place. They create these paintings and they may not sell their art very well, or they're not succeed, and then they give up. And I want to talk about my success over the time and the course of the YouTube series, but also want to share my tips, but also get tips from other people, because sometimes it's seeing other people's stories are incredibly motivational, inspirational, and give you a really good sense and guidance of where to go and what to do with your art career. I have 8 ways of making money out of my art business. I'm very grateful that I've discovered this, and I want to create the 8 octopus tentacles of art business. That's kind of the idea of the school or academy I eventually want to set up to help artists to grow their business. But I really want to make this channel just for my content, the Luminous Ages series, all the stuff that I'm doing, all my artwork, and yeah, if I can help people with the business side of things as well, that'd be great as well. So without further ado, we'll go into the first creature that I'm releasing. This was meant to go out back in January 2022, but I finally got a chance to kind of get on to making these videos. Like I said, last year was a crazy year, back from COVID. We started doing all the comic conventions, but you know, we've started to get a system in place where I'm going to hopefully be able to stick to creating regular content. And obviously that also depends on you as a viewer. The more people you share this with, the more people that you know that are interested, that you can share and learn and all that, that helps me to grow. And I really want to grow this channel. So the more it grows, the more I can do. I am going to start, for my own sanity, I'm going to start with one video a month. And because I have so much other things, like I'm selling my art full time, I'm doing Kickstarters, I'm a comic book guest at Supernova this year, and many other comic conventions across Australia. So I'm really sticking to one video a month to see how it goes, and then if I get time, we may do a second video a month where we're interviewing other business professionals in the art world and talk about their success and how they make a living out of their art. And who knows, you might even get another process video of me talking or discussing a character. But now I want to talk to you about this boar creature that you're probably seeing on the screen right now. It's called the Zhuhuai, and it's from Chinese mythology. It was in my last book, The Byzantium Book of Monsters, which was one of Australia's highest funded, it was the Australia's highest funded comic anthology on Kickstarter, about the third highest funded D&D book, or 5th edition book. And the Zhuhuai is basically a man-eating boar with 4 horns. It's listed in the Byzantium 2, the Book of Monsters. It has human eyes and a call sinister to that of a wild goose. And it is a large monstrosity. It's unaligned, so it's not it's neither good or evil, kind of neutral. And this creature, I'm going to be giving a stat block at the end of the video, so stay tuned and you can have a watch of that. And this might be sped up already, but I just want to talk about my process. I kind of start off with using software like DAZ or ZBrush and getting a 3D model, and then exporting out the pose that I like from 3D and using that as a base to paint on top of. Now, I don't do all my artwork like this, but in the case of the Byzantium Book of Monsters, which is like a 160-page book, thick book, there was like 60 monsters we had to paint from the period of November right up until November of 2021 up until March of 2022. So it was a tight deadline, and it's filled with art, it's filled with monsters that you can actually use in your campaign. Unfortunately, the hardcover is sold out. So we made 200 copies, hardcovers. They were very high quality books. They left my shop, probably online shop and my store, by about December. I might have 5 copies but left, I think, around, maybe, possibly, depends. But I think I've literally got 5 in the warehouse somewhere. But we may release this, more than likely release it as a softcover edition. We've got the comics still available as softcover comics, but we may eventually release the full D&D campaign. So anyway, the Zhuhuai, what I was talking about is this creature. It's got about an armor class of 13, and it comes from Chinese mythology. It's basically, there's a series of evil boars that are in the campaign book and that you encounter and part of the quests and all that sort of stuff. And the creature has a natural armor class of 13, 42 hit points, a speed of 50 feet, 17 strength, 10 dexterity, 16 constitution, 12 wisdom, 6 intelligence, and 6 charisma. So it's not a very smart animal, and it doesn't have very good charisma. So, I mean, this thing's going to come charging at you. It's going to knock the crap out of you. And yeah, it's not a nice thing. It can be quite deadly. Imagine discovering a pack of these in a town, and it can do all sorts of things like it senses humans, it charges at enemies, it has relentless attacking ability, has tusks, it can sweep you. Yeah, so it's quite a vicious little thing. And there are also other versions of the boars. Not sure we even got to paint them, but I might paint them later. There's the CQ in Chinese mythology. There's also the Fei and the Dang Kang. So there's 4 types of boars, Chinese boars that are in Chinese mythology, which we've written stat blocks for. We've written a story behind them, and you know how vicious they are and all that sort of stuff. As you can see, this is a 3D model. I've gone in Photoshop using the smudge tool, the paintbrush tool, and gone and just changed it, altered it, painted on top of it. And it's just a fast way for me to create concept art. This is a 4-horned boar, so it's going to have 4 horns, 2 tusks on each side. I end up putting that middle thing isn't its other ear. The middle horn, like a unicorn, is just a horn, an extra horn it charges with. And yeah, it's a fun creature. It was fun to make, and just so you know, the stat blocks are not well. I wrote the actual story of them. I give a brief of the stat block, but the stat block is written by an experienced dungeon master who I partnered with. He runs multiple Dungeons and Dragons campaigns across Adelaide. His name is Timothy Forbes, a great friend of mine. In fact, a very close friend. He actually helps me and works at conventions as well. And his stat blocks were published in this book as well. So he was paid to work on it and did a great job. I was quite impressed with it. And a lot of fans have said great things about the book as well. Yeah, so it's exciting. These creatures they get basically the premises in the comic book is that the Baizé Book of Monsters. The Baizé is this mythological creature. It's like a lion creature with horns, and it is one of the gods in the universe, one of the 13 gods in my comic book series. Every god has a god artifact, and if you control that god artifact, you control the particular god. And the actual artifact is the Baizé 2, the Book of Monsters. And so what's happened in the comic is that evil has gotten a hold of the book, and turned it from good to evil and corrupted the book, unleashing a great amount of monsters upon the landscape. And the world that the monsters have been invading in, or the part of the world, is Aderos in the comic book. And you'll be able to see the planets, the continent. There's actually maps. So yeah, it's quite exciting. If you're into Dungeons and Dragons, if you're into comic books, you're going to love this series. And we do plan to continue on the D&D route, the 5th edition route. We plan on releasing like source books, so that way if you want to create a campaign set in the Luminous Ages world, I'll be able to write. Have paintings, writing, all that sort of stuff eventually. We have other comics in the works. Comics take a long time to write and also do all the painting for. I have a lot of people helping me now. It's always a one-person, pretty much 1 or 2 people job, and now the team has grown to a whole range of freelancers working for me, working with me, should I say, as well. So it's kind of like a partnership, but I'm just trying to find the map to show you the world so far. But yeah, these guys, I'll show you where they can be found. There'll probably be, you can look at the map here, there's probably be a diagram up on the screen, but I'm going to show in the book as well. So this is the map of the world so far. And then you can zoom in around about, I think about there is Aderos up there. And I've even got a close-up map, and you can see here, this is the area that's Aderos up there at the top. Levos, you start the campaign in Levos. Sorry, I'm kind of looking at this backwards. Bottom corner is Levos, so over here is Levos, and you go all the way north, kind of northeast to Aderos, which you can see there at the top there. It says Aderos on the map, where the big ship is. So Aderos and that region has all evil monsters have been unlocked or unleashed from the book. So the Baizé 2 normally contained all the monsters in the known universe. Something like 11,051 monsters known in the universe, and all of them are being unlocked by our villain, the Masked One, who's quite a powerful enemy, because he now has the Baizé 2, and he might have another god artifact which we won't talk about yet, but he does control some other powerful magic. But yeah, I just wanted to start off the YouTube series with this video. I thought it was easy, quick, and I just want to make these fun, easy, exciting videos, give you folks something like a free stat block or a map for the month, and also show you the process, some of the process. And like I said, sometimes, like in this case, you just got the 3D model. You didn't see me playing around with the model. You didn't see me posing it, doing all that sort of stuff. I may not show you the whole process of the painting. Sometimes I may show you the step-by-step, so a photo of the pencil right up to the finished painting, and show you a snippet of some of the video. I just find that recording long videos, there's that thing of the anxiety of having someone over your back watching you. That's what it's like. So sometimes I might want to pick my ear or pick my nose while I'm painting a picture, and that's not really a great thing. And yeah, I know you're going to edit all that stuff out, but I think the big issue is when you're recording video, the files can get really, really big. And so, especially if I'm doing a big digital painting, as you can see that painting over this side, up there, that I'm still working on it. It's an original painting. It's water portals, so there's portals with waterfalls coming out. That, you know, usually you might record 5-hour sessions of painting over a whole week, and that works out to 25 hours of video that you're editing. So for me, it's like I'm gonna just do the pencil, maybe show off the pencil, a still of the pencil, do the blocking, do some more rendering, and then the finishing touches. Because like I said, I started out on YouTube making big long process videos, giving them to my Patreon fans, and I have, even if you subscribe to Patreon, I believe you can get access to all those videos still on Dropbox, all access through my Patreon. And that was like, I was doing that from 2015 or 16 right up until about 2019. And it just became a lot of work in terms of the editing and hiring an assistant and hiring someone to help me. And I just want to make, I think it killed the fun of making art. If you just think about it, if you've got a boss standing over your shoulder going, you know, you feel like someone's watching you the whole time, it can kill the passion in what you're doing. And I'm not saying I love painting in public. I do love going to conventions, having a painting there. Or you're going to see, I'm actually going to be doing a really exciting thing this year. Basically, I'm going to be painting in public, painting live sometimes in my city, maybe in another city. I'll let everyone know as it progresses. But the goal is to have fun and not have every single little inch of the painting be recorded. And not because there's, you know, I know a lot of artists that do that and they make a lot of money off that. But I primarily don't, not that I don't want to be a teacher. I've taught before. I used to teach art years ago. But I don't really want to be an instructional video maker. You know what I mean? That's not really my passion. And what I enjoy doing is creating stories and universes and all sorts of cool stuff, you know? So for me, it's about creating content that I enjoy making, that's fun, easy, and fast. F-E-F, you know? Fun, easy, fast is the principle of this channel. And I don't want you to also think that art is that easy to make as well. So I will put disclaimers. This painting took me 80 hours, but you're getting it sped up in a 15-minute condensed video. So I'm going to make sure that you're well aware that, you know, this painting took 10 hours or 20 hours or 30 or 50 or 60 or whatever it is. But anyway, I want to thank you for watching the first video back on YouTube. And it's great to be back and actually have a voice on here. And I enjoy this. I enjoy just talking, and, you know, you guys and girls get to see my face, and, you know, we get to have a bit of a chit chat. By the way, this is my new studio. This is my art studio in my own house. I finally moved into my own place at the end of COVID, at the end of 2020 to 21. Renovated my little house, and I'm by the ocean, which is great. And I'm actually, there's something even more exciting. Final announcement, I promise you, I'm building a mega art studio in the back of my house, a beautiful garage, all secure with my computers. And I can't wait to have the first video recorded in there so you can see how amazing it is. The studio will be overlooking my gardens, my vegetable garden, and all my beautiful flowers and ponds, and overlooking to the ocean as well. And I plan to record some of my videos of me painting in the backyard and in the studio and in public more, getting out there in the real world. Because I do love people. I do want my art to get out there. I just don't want someone over my shoulder 24/7 watching me, recording me. So that's basically it. But thank you for watching this first video. Hopefully it's not the last video. Hopefully there's more content. Like I said, share this video, share the art. Have a look at it, check it all out, let me know what you think, yeah, I look forward to just being excited. I'm just excited about this. I just want to share my enthusiasm. I think you can see by the tone of my voice and just the fact that I'm here and so happy about it. It's going to be a really good year and great content coming to you all. And that's by having one video a month. It allows me to make something really special for you, and also makes it really cool. So thank you. And see you on YouTube, on Kickstarter, on Patreon. I'm everywhere. Maybe Instagram. But I'm basically focusing on YouTube, Kickstarter, and my newsletter. You can find me on my website as well, achristouart.com, and you can join my mailing list. It's for free. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.